Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl California Cutie here, coming to y'all to bring y'all a recap of the girls on my screen here, the Belle Collective, okay? Yes, we're gonna give those girls a nice round of applause, okay? Because I don't know about y'all. They're one of my favorite franchise. They really are. A lot of people are starting to say that, or even like Married to Medicine is one of my favorites as well. Outside of the Housewives, right? So these are some of my favorite girls that I love to review and recap their season. They're in season 7. This is episode 4. It is entitled Group Kerrapy, which means Carrie has something to do with this, correct? Correct. Okay. So let me put myself on the screen so that we can get all up into and in between this recap and review. Okay. Let me also take care of some business. Let me put my banner across the screen. Okay. And yes, we are live on a Friday night. Happy Friday the 13th it is. Okay. I don't know why my thing want to tick now, but whatever. Okay. We just gonna get through it. Hopefully I don't have to pull myself off the screen. But like I said, happy Friday the 13th to everyone. Hope everyone is having a good start up to their weekend. Hopefully you're not working overtime. It's 7 o'clock. Oh no, it's 7:30 here in California. So I know it's a little later on the east, and so you guys are probably having your evening. You're getting your Friday evening together. You know, whatever that consists of. But I'm here to get the business taken care of the recap of last week's episode because tonight is the new episode. So I said, let me go on and get this out real quick, like real brief, right? So that's why I'm here to do that. And before I do that, let me make sure that you guys are subscribed to California Cutie, my channel. I call it Club California Cutie when you're in my club. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to have my cuties join me. And, we're still growing my channel over here. And so please subscribe to my channel. Please like the video or the live. Or if you play that game, like the video. And then share me with your friends, share me with people that you might hear talking about the Belle Collective or, just anything. Because we're going to be getting into some, current events and things around here as well. So yeah, you guys, y'all stay tuned to the good. Okay, y'all stay tuned to it. But getting back to the lecture at hand, we are going to recap the Bill Collective episode 4, season 7, um, group Kerrapy, right? Y'all already know with the word Kerrapy, y'all know ain't none other than excuse me, but we're gonna have something to do with Carrie. You know how Carrie do. Y'all know how Carrie do. Excuse me. Okay. So we pick up right where we left off with Glenn driving off, you know, well, he left the house and was getting ready to drive off because Letitia told him that she wanted to be celibate. Um, so he did answer. So Tisha ends up calling him. First, she was like, "I know you better not leave. I know you better not leave." So he ended up leaving, and then she was like, "Let me call him." And then at first, they on the cliffhanger, it looked like he wasn't gonna answer, but of course, he answers. Tisha feels like he's not listening to her, but he heard when she said she want to be celibate. He definitely heard that part. If he didn't hear nothing else, he heard she want to be celibate. Glenn feels like he's not being heard when he's telling Tisha he wants to spend more time with her. He also wants to be involved in her business plans. Sounds like you just want to be more involved in her business plans. I'm not taking nothing away from Glenn saying he's not trying to spend time with his wife. But what I am saying is it's just so rather convenient that all of a sudden he's I'm not talking about the catering to her business or wanting to know what's going on with her business, but as far as it goes with Letitia and spending time with her and doing things with her, got my eye on Glenn. And not that because he doesn't love his wife. I know he's in the doghouse, but it's just like, don't go to chokeholder. Just, like, I don't want to give him no pointers, but like, like flowers and candy, like shower her with affection and things that you know that your wife might like. That might come off a little bit better. That's just in my opinion, right? So anyway, I'm sorry, I'm looking at myself and I'm trying to see if I need to take myself off the screen. But anyway, Glenn thinks the only thing that Letitia heard was that he is a paycheck and some zik, right? Because remember he said that to her. He told her that she was yeah, she was the only time he gets any affection from her is when she's horny or when he gets paid. And I was just like, dang, you really be doing a lot, bro. You really be saying a lot. I don't know if that's your intention, but you be saying a lot in front of the camera, bro. So anyway, Glenn feels like everyone is playing in his face when he is being totally honest with Letitia. So, sir, you're being totally honest now. Got you. You're being totally honest now. Glenn wouldn't know honesty if it fell on his black ass lips. I know that. I know that. I know that. I know they could be right there because he always asks Letitia for a kiss. So it's funny. They honesty could fall right there on them lips, and he still be like, "Where's honesty? Hey, I ain't been looking for honesty right there on your lips, bro." Anyway, Glenn says he was really hurt the last time they broke up. He was really heartbroken. It broke him up. He was shook up. It broke him up. And he said he's not going to go through that again. So he loves his son and he loves Tisha, but he has to love himself more so he can keep taking care of himself. Hmm. Well, that sounds like a lot what Tisha's trying to do. She's trying to pour into herself so she can be self sufficient or self efficient, and then she wants to be able to take care of herself. You know, that's exactly what your wife's trying to do. I don't see where the problem is. Excuse me. We head over to Matt and Carrie's house. Carrie cracked me up telling her husband she got a new weave, and I think Matt called it a Afro European hairstyle or something like that. I was like, wait, what? Something like that. He did compliment her though, and I like that. I like Matt. I do like Matt. I'm gonna pull myself off the screen because I see myself ticking. Okay, there we go. Yeah, y'all just bear with me because I don't like that when I watch myself back. I'm like, why am I ticking like that? That is a freaking annoying. All right. So getting back, um, he complimented her. She says women hold a lot of emotions in their hair, which is very true. I'm a stylist. I know this. So she says that's why when women are about to change their life or do something really life changing, they usually cut their hair off, right? Sometimes it happens after a breakup. Sometimes it happens like that. She told Matt he don't have no hair, so that's probably why he's so even killed. And he agreed. He got to laugh. I like Matt's personality. Matt is kind of cool. He seemed very laid back. I don't want to see him lose his cool, but I want to see him lose his cool. Because when he didn't lose his cool, but when Glenn thought he was talking smack to him, when he was playing basketball, they was playing basketball for a little bit, and Glenn probably was talking all the smack he could, and then Matt says, "You know what? Tired of his lips smacking, and I'm about to kick his butt." And so he scored like 8 points on that dude quick. So yeah, I like Matt. But anyway, Carrie said after Selena's party, she had to get a new do, a new life, and a new everything. Okay, that she's just outdone. Okay, Carrie is having a second. She's having second thoughts on being involved with the Bells because they're at each other's necks so much. She just ain't feeling it. Carrie shares with Matt how Hurricane Latrice uh, and the cold front of Letitia collided together to make a Hurricane Latricia. Okay, and there was no lies told there because they were acting a zip damn fool. I don't understand how these two ladies cannot agree to disagree or even not talk to each other. Because at this point, it just seems like every time y'all start talking, it turns into an argument. So stop talking to each other. Shut up. Just shut up. Ignore each other. Okay? Let's act like we're in school. Let's ignore each other altogether. Let's just say we're not talking to each other right now. Anyway, Matt thinks that Glenn could have managed his emotions a little bit better outside of Selena's party. He does understand that he thinks that Glenn saw his wife being double teamed by some of the ladies. Matt and Carrie agree that it feels like Glenn is, stirring the pot a bit. From the sounds of it, y'all, don't y'all think that well, first of all, it sounded like Glenn must have really got out of character because a, a couple of them said like, well, Latrice said it for sure when she was telling Cliff, Glenn came at her, and even Cliff is like, well, he shouldn't be coming at women like that. And then the way Matt and Carrie discussed it, you know, Matt basically said, yeah, he came out of his character or whatever. So I think production didn't show us. I don't believe that they showed us. Oh my God, sister, you did not. Thank you for joining me, sister. Oh my gosh, look at this. Oh my God, I get my first super chat. I can't even see it on the screen. I hope I popped it up. I hope it's there. Oh, there we go. Hi, sister. Thank you for joining me. Okay, y'all, look. Okay, I didn't even want to say nothing yet. I couldn't even see if it's on the screen or not. But thank you, sister, for my first super chat. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. I'm trying not to cry. Okay, look. Let me put myself back on the screen just so really quickly. Thank you, sister. I really appreciate you joining me for even just a hot second because I know you're at home and or in Hawaii or whatever. But thank you so much, sister. I really appreciate it. You guys, I got my first super chat. I am now monetized a little bit to keep though. Okay, so thank y'all for supporting me. And like I said, we're still growing my channel over here. So just want to come on the screen to say thank you, sister. I love you so much. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm pulling myself off the screen because y'all see what my screen is looking like crazy. It says, "Hey, sister, so proud of you and very well deserved." Thank you, sis. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you so very much, and literally tears to my eyes. Okay, okay, heart eyes, tears of joy. I'm so excited. Wow, that's amazing to see that. I love that so much. So anyway, getting back to my nudes. And I know she doesn't watch the Belle Collective. So I appreciate you coming in and just blessing your sis like that. That's a beautiful thing. So anyway, back to Glenn and being out of character. Production, I don't believe they showed us everything. Because like I said, no, actually I think Carrie said that. She was like, I said in production didn't show us all of it because they said it got really bad, and if Cliff was there, it would have pulled Cliff in, and then it would have been the Pearsons against the Rogers. So I was like, yeah. So that means Glenn, because there was at one point where Glenn got Letitia out of another girl that's not on the bill collector that was one of Latrice's friends out of his wife's face. Now that girl didn't look like she was about to back down, so I'm sure that scene went longer than I think I definitely think it went longer. So yeah, and people were drinking. It was a birthday party, so yeah, alcohol. I'm sure. I'm sure it went out of whack for or a bit. I just hope Glenn didn't go too far. That is his wife. He's very well in his right to protect her. But if you got in Latrice's face, that's different because you know Latrice is not going. She's all bark no bite. So there ain't no reason to jump in her face. And you know Cliff wasn't there, so don't do that. Now I watch it just having reviewed it since the okay, good, good, good. I love that. I love that. Because I was like, I thought you said I thought you said you didn't watch it no more. So I was like, ah, okay, cool beans, cool beans. I love that. I love that. So good. I'm glad you at least know what I'm talking about. And I want to put this back on the screen. It needs to sit there for a little bit because I just need to bask in it for just a little bit. Y'all excuse me as my first super chat sits across the screen. I love it so much. Anyway, back to the notey notes. Um, Matt wants to take Glenn and Cliff out together so that he can be the peacemaker and maybe get them on the same page. And then they can reach out to their wives and get them on their same page, right? Carrie says since Matt is trying to be a peacemaker, he's inspired her to be a peacemaker as well. And so she said the ladies need a little bit of Kerrapy, hence group Kerrapy. Remember earlier we was talking about that? So Kerrapy says Kerrapy is Carrie Paul's self-care and a little bit of therapy. All right. So now we know what Kerrapy is, y'all. Carrie plans on talking to all the Bells, excluding Latrice and Letitia, so that she can recruit the girls on getting those two ladies back together as friends, right? Which is that's smart. You don't want to get them all together and it just become exactly the same thing that it was in the parking lot, and nobody got time for that. So they also talk about Carrie's meeting that she had with with small business, something about small businesses and you know expanding your business and growing your business and stuff like that. So Matt asked her how that went, and Carrie and Matt both are proud that they have a business or multi businesses in the state that they're from. So I think that's dope. I love that. You know, yeah, I love that. So Carrie gets the ladies together for lunch. Selena, Tambra, and Marie. Those are the ladies she's getting. So it's going to be the four of them. And I don't know if y'all noticed. I wish I had took a picture. I stopped taking pictures because child, I'm long-winded as it is, y'all. So, but anyway, she had these beautiful dangling earrings. I only seen the one side because the way she was sitting. But oh my God, the way it was a cuff and it went from the top of her ear to the bottom, and then it just dangled down and to this like all the like crochet a crescendo. Oh, it was so pretty. I was like, girl, Marie be doing it. You're gonna do the short haircuts, it's so important to have like a pop-up earring, I think. So anyway, the ladies discuss how divided the group is. Carrie feels pressure to pick a side, and the ladies probably feel the same pressure as well. I know Selena does for sure. Selena, she said that. She's like, hey, uh I'm friends with both of these ladies. I don't like this. I definitely do not like watching my friends or even having to tiptoe around conversations. Like you might want to say something, tell one of the friends about something the one friend had going on that's successful or that's making her happy, and you're like, oh yeah, you're not feeling her, so I can't even share that information. So yeah, it puts a damper on the collective. I don't like it. So she tells the ladies that she wants to invite them to therapy. Selena said, "Are you a therapist? Are you trying to do some type of therapy?" The ladies are skeptical, as they should be, because Carrie stuff be a hit and miss sometimes. So anyway, Tambra asks, "Who's all invited?" Carrie says, "All the ladies." Carrie says she don't want no mess. Selena was like, "Yeah, I didn't want no mess at my party," but Tamara asks if it's too soon for these ladies to all come together, especially Latrice and Letitia. If it's too soon for them to come together, even for therapy. And Kerry says, no, 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 no. It's not too soon. Selena says, what makes you qualified to get the Bells back together? I think she said this in the confessional. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure she said it to her. But in the confessional, Selena says she don't know what Kerry thinks makes her any different than any of the other ladies that tried to get these girls back together. Selena tried, Marie tried, and Tamra said she tried. So unless Kerry got some magic potion, Selena said, don't see it happening, okay? Kerry is trying to convey to the ladies that this is a sisterhood retreat. And again, all the ladies are skeptical. Tambra asked Kerry, will she have security? I was like, valid question. Valid question. Okay. Is there gonna be security? Hey, security. Are you here? So Letitia is headed over to her Bell's bonding office, and Selena wants to get back into bail bonding. So Tisha is meeting her. She's meeting up with her to get Selena back on track to be back into Bill's bonding. Letitia got into Bill's bonding in 2011, and Selena got into Bill's bonding in 2012. Selena arrives at Pew's Bell's Bonding Company. And I specifically heard Pews, and I specifically said, where do I know that name? Oh, that's Donald's last name. Donald Pews is is her mentor's last name. Now, I'm not sure if Donald owns this Bell's bonding, but if he does, it would make sense. I could see that happening. So I'm gonna have to look that up first. I'm gonna have to figure that part out because that's very coincidental that she works for Pew's Bell's bonding company, and her mentor name is is Donald Pews. Yeah, if y'all know something, tell me. Put it in the comments. Let me know. So Selena says she is 100% committed to becoming a Bell's bondswoman. Tisha says Selena will have to do like take a 40-hour class and she has to renew her license. But I think Selena says she's been keeping up with her license. So hopefully if it's not renewed to the 2026 year, hopefully she just has to pay something to get that done. And she has to be up on all the new laws and regulations. Don't y'all remember when Selena was supposed to become a bar manager at Taste? And she had that bad car accident, so she wasn't able to do she wasn't able to make the grand opening of Taste. So I'm not saying that's here nor there. I was just merely making a statement. Tisha tells Selena she had a good time at her 50th birthday party. Selena says she just hate what happened at the party. Tisha says she hopes she is not putting Selena in a position to have to pick a side. Selena says she goes off people. She goes off of people' character and how they treat her. So she's not about to get in nobody's mess and mix. You would have to do something to Selena for Selena, man. To I ain't messing with you, right? So she says Letitia hasn't did anything to her. And she also said Latrice hasn't did anything to her either. So she does hate that they are not getting along. Selena asked Tisha if she is gonna come on the getaway when she gets the call from Carrie, which was interesting. That Selena said she brought it up and then said, when you get the call, you're gonna say yes. And I'm thinking, well, why would you even say anything if she's gonna get a call from the person that needs to invite her? I'm just asking. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So anyway, Tisha says she's not sure because if she had to pick between the coast and her that her thing. It was between the coast and her vibrator. she's picking her vibrator. Selena tells her to bring the vibrator to the coast, and she can knock out two things at the same time. That's just what I'm saying. I don't see nothing wrong with that. I see that. I see that as a win-win. Okay, stress reliever. If you need something, and you are already trying to be celibate and don't want the bad juju and the bad energy to go inside, so now you can just do some other things, right? Right. Okay. So Letitia says she doesn't know if she's gonna go, but she's gonna think about it. So Selena says if she go on a trip that they will be driving separately, Latrice and Letitia will be in separate cars. Oh, in separate cars. And so, if that makes going in separate cars is a good thing, but y'all still gonna have to be together at some point in some time. So if you do that, it's like, uh. So anyway, Letitia says she don't have to bring her security. I think Letitia said, I don't have to bring my security. So it's like, nope, no security needed. Cliff meets up with Matt, the peacemaker, to see where Cliffhead is. Matt is happy. He's he already talked to Glenn. Well, Matt is happy he already talked to Glenn because Cliff did not want to meet up with Glenn, y'all. He was like, I am not trying to piss my wife off. I don't give a damn what Cliff talking about. I mean, what Glenn talking about. He's scared Latrice gonna walk up on him and see him, pop him upside his head. Not that she's violent like that. I'm just being funny. Bop, what you doing in here talking to Cliff? To Glenn. I told you I didn't want you talking to Glenn. Don't and then pull him by his ears and pull him out of wherever they talking at. That's what I see. Anyway, Cliff wanted to hear what happened at the party from Matt's perspective. Matt told him that the party was really going well until he saw somebody trying to pull Glenn back. Cliff says Glenn should have been trying to diffuse the situation and getting his wife out of the situation. I agree with that. He shouldn't have been. If anything, when you saw was more than the bells out there, that's when you should have tried to go diffuse it and just go over there and just be like, Tisha, come here, babe. Let me holler at you real quick, or I'm gonna take you back inside real quick. Just even if you didn't want to, kill the scene. I know you guys are. It's a production going on, but at the same time, yeah, but you have to be able to differentiate when the scene could go really, really bad, or if your wife is really in distress and you really need to get to her. So yeah, I don't think he I don't think he assessed it properly, especially when it was more ladies out there than any of the men. So, but I wasn't there, so I'm only speculating just what I think. So anyway, Cliff said he didn't want to meet up with Glenn because some boundaries was crossed. Cliff says they can be cordial, but they can never go back to what it is. I mean, what it was. Yeah, he said they can't never go back to what it was. Matt can respect that. Matt says there's got to be a way that Cliff and Glenn can sit down and talk. Cliff says, nope. The Bells need to come together and sit down and talk. Cliff said, I'm just married to a Bell. I'm not a Bell. Cliff said to Matt, you might be a Bell. But I think he was saying it like to Glenn, about Glenn. But he was like, y'all might be a Bell. You might be a Bell. And that tickled Matt. So that's why I don't think he said it towards Matt. I think he was just saying like y'all might be Bills or Glenn might be a Bill since he's arguing and fussing and fighting with women. Cliff said the only way he's gonna be able to talk to Glenn is if he's reincarnated. Dang, Glenn, you gotta go away and come back. Dang. Sheesh. That's crazy. Matt says Latrice is a little salty, huh? Sorry, I need a little water. Hold on. Like the live, like the video, sharing with your peoples. Okay, so Matt says, Latrice is a little salty. Matt said Maybe Glenn needs to sit down with Latrice, start over with an apology. Cliff said, that would be the first step. Yeah, that would be number one. Uno. Yeah. Matt said maybe he can do some reflecting and look back and say, he was wrong. Cliff says, if you can make that work, let me know. In the confessional, Cliff says Matt is a good person. He gives good advice and he is a peacemaker. Cliff says, for me to have peace in my house, though, I'm going to have to listen to my wife. I don't give a damn what y'all talking about. And I'm not mad at that. You better know it, buddy. You better know it. Y'all got a big house too. Shoot, y'all got wing. She'll be on the west wing and the east wing. But even though they did this before, where they stopped sleeping, not sleeping, but were in separate bedrooms. They was right across the hall from each other, which was funny. But anyway, he said his wife got a lot going on. Talking about Latrice, and that she has blood clots, and he'd rather lose Glenn as a friend than to have to stress his wife out. Matt tells Cliff he and Glenn went to go shoot hoops. Cliff asks who won. Excuse me. Matt said, who you think won? I wouldn't have brought it up if I lost. I'm like, right? I definitely wouldn't have brought it up if I lost. So Cliff said, you whooping on Glenn while he down? And they both laugh. Matt tells, well, he didn't say Glenn. He said, you whooping on that boy while he down? Matt tells Cliff he really does think Glenn respects him, but with the divide of the Bells, you guys can't sit down and talk to one another. Matt thinks their friendship is mendable. Cliff says we can work together to get the Bells back together so he can sit back and smoke his cigar by the pit. Okay, he's like, it's not about me in this situation. Cliff said, it is not about me. It's about my wife and what she wants and how she's dealing with the Bells, y'all. It literally ain't got nothing to do with me. If she be good with them, I'm good with them. If she not good with them, I'm not good with them. That's it, and that's all. Like he's like, that's it. I'm not trying to do no harm. This is all I'm doing. So, where am I at? Matt says, yeah, with Glenn, uh, yeah, so go back, guys. Remember, so Cliff says, maybe we can work. Cliff says we can work together to get the Bills back together so he can sit by the pit and smoke his cigars. Matt says, yeah, with Glenn, maybe. That fool Cliff said, no, fuck Glenn. I said, wait, what? Wait, what? Matt chuckled. Cliff said, with the Bells, it's like a civil war. It's like in war, he's like in civil war, it has to be fought before they can come together as one. Matt said, yeah, but in a civil war, there's some unaliving going on. Some unaliving will happen. We don't need that. Cliff said, duck, so you don't get hit. I said, this fool, Cliff, be having the jiggity jokes, okay? So that's how that scene ended. And so now we get Selena, Tamara, and Latrice on their way to Carrie's Kerrapy. They're in a little truck or whatever. So Latrice said she doesn't know what to expect from the Kerrapy getaway, especially so soon after Latrice and Letitia got into it, right? We get Letitia and Marie riding together in their own little truckety truck. And so Letitia is happy to be riding with Marie because they can catch up. And she says the car ride is crickets. It was crickets and it was very peaceful, is what she said. So Tisha tells Marie that she wants to be able to move about freely. If she needs to go out of town, she should be able to go out of town. Like literally. What is she, 2? What is she, a kid? What is she, 5? What she gotta ask permission? Do you ask permission when you gotta go out of town, or is that you don't go out of town? I be confused with these two people. I really do. Y'all married? Letitia can't go out of town? Are you saying Letitia can't go out of town? Are you saying she needs to ask for permission to go out of town? Like it's nuts. Anyway, um, She also shared with Marie, Letitia shared with Marie that she told Glenn she wants to be celibate. She is protecting the energy around her and the energy going in her. And I put, if that's the case, I'm with Glenn. You need to break up with Glenn and so he can move around, like literally. But we didn't get to see the whole conversation, so I don't know because he did say she needs to go get her some good Zick energy. So I don't know what she said. We didn't get a full uh conversation from it. She did drop a bomb. Yes, she said she want to be celibate. We didn't get the full conversation. So um Marie said, how did he take that? Tisha said he jumped up. How you want to be celibate? You want me to fail? Tisha said, on one hand, she wants her independence in her own identity. But on the other hand, she still loves Glenn and thinks they can work it out. She's very confused. Back in the truck with Selena, Tambra, and Latrice, we find out that Tambra and Selena both were surprised to see Marie at the luncheon that Carrie had. Tambra says Carrie is one of those people you have to ask who's all invited when she invites you to go to something. Because yeah, she might spring somebody on you didn't even know was coming, honey. Tambra also tells Latrice that they talked about her and Tisha mostly at the luncheon. Selena shares with Tambra and Latrice that she met up with Letitia to find out if she was coming to the trip and also if she was going to do her Bell's bonding. Anyway, Latrice says all these secret meetings. I'm like, girl, what's so secret? Y'all on a show. Y'all gotta have content. What are you talking about? Secret, girl. Just as you not talking to Letitia, you think everybody else not supposed to talk to her. No, that ain't how that work. Girl. Shout out to Erica De Niro. Girl. Anyway, she tells the ladies that Letitia said she was gonna think about coming, so she may be there or she may not. Latrice definitely hopes she's not coming. Like she's like, if she don't get there, she won't miss her. Marie tells Letitia Carrie was trying to keep the peace. That's why Letitia and Latrice weren't invited to the lunch. Tisha says she wasn't even invited by Carrie. She was invited by Selena, and all she knows is that it's some type of therapy session. And again, I'm trying to figure out why would Carrie not invite Letitia? Why did she have Selena do it? That's weird. Letitia says she already paid a therapist and it's not Carrie. In the confessional, Letitia says she doesn't know what to expect, but she knows it's too soon for her and Latrice really to have a conversation. So my question is, if you know that Latrice will probably be there, why did you want to come to the retreat, the Kerrapy, whatever you want to call it, if you're not going with an open mind to have a conversation? Like, you know, y'all gonna have to talk. And if y'all not gonna talk, y'all got to come to some kind of resolution. The girls is gonna want you to come to some resolution. So with that, mm, 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 okay. So anyway, Tambra's cousin Jennifer calls while the ladies are in the car. Tambra starts breaking down and saying, "Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that." She tells the ladies that her mom found her dad and that he may have had a stroke. Tambra needs to get out the car. Latrice and Selena both try to console her. Selena tells her she suffered from a stroke and she's still here. But Tambra's dad is in his 80s. And no disrespect, Selena, you're in your 50s. That is a 30-plus-year difference. And, you know, I know you're just trying to help in that moment, but man. She also told her that her dad is strong. In the confessional, Tamra says on daddy's on she's a daddy's girl and she wants him to hear her voice because she knows he will fight for her. So she told her dad she loved him. That broke my heart because I'm a daddy's girl and my My dad is in his 70s, and I'll just be like, That's Superman in my eyes, like for real. I love my pop. Nothing more important than oh, she told her dad she loved her, and then of course it's nothing more important for Tamara but to get back to her parents. So Tamara decides to miss Kerrapy and go straight back home to be with her dad and her mom. Marie and Letitia arrive to Carrie's home in the Gulf. Carrie has a beautiful home. I noticed when Letitia was giving Carrie compliments on the home, she said to Carrie, "I'm gonna need you to come decorate when I purchase my house." I'm like, now correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't you and Glenn purchase a house? Are you moving out, Letitia? Are you are you using your money from Carlos King to save up so you can get your own place? God, lets me know. Carrie, but yeah, I did. I seen her. I heard her sneak that in. Did y'all hear her sneak that in? Y'all heard her sneak that in. She snuck that in. I'm like, yeah, Carrie, I'm gonna need your side when I purchased me a house. I said, oh, go on, Tasha, speak it into existence. Carrie was pleased that Letitia came. Selena and Latrice arrived. Carrie wants to know what happened to Tambra. The ladies have to explain that Tambra received that scary phone call on the way down and about her father. All the ladies greet each other with the exception of Latrice and Letitia, of course. Um, the ladies sit down and ask Carrie, what all does this Kerrapy involve? Carrie says she's trying to get the collective back together. She admired the sisterhood they had, and she thinks with time, Latrice and Letitia can get back to some form of friendship. Selena says, keyword time. It is a bit soon after the ladies had just had their blow up in that parking lot, right? It's probably been a couple of days, I think, or maybe this is the weekend. Maybe it was last weekend. I'm feeling like it was the weekend before, maybe 5 days. Letitia is ready to move on and reset the collective. She wants to stop and reset, honey. She's ready to stop and reset. And here's the thing: what is funny to me that Letitia wants to stop and reset. Um, you haven't even said that to Glenn, honey. You haven't even said that to Mike. You haven't even said that to your husband that you need to stop and reset. But you're gonna tell these ladies that they need to stop and reset. Without so like, never mind. Let's not talk about the past. We're gonna stop and reset and start over. I was like, that sounds fishy. That's just me. Latrice, on the other hand, is not ready to forgive and forget. The doorbell rings and all the ladies get apprehensive because the last time Carrie brought them on a trip, her guests had all the ladies, pretty much crying and in tears because she was a medium preacher, and she talked to some of the ladies' loved ones that had crossed over. So yeah, it was a good read. Oh, it was really good. I believe there are people that have gifts. And so I do believe in mediums and stuff like that. I don't believe in all of them. I do not believe in all of them, so please don't get it twisted. But I do, and I have been read, and yeah, some things have definitely were spot on. So anyway, Carrie opens the door, and Letitia says she thinks that's a therapist, and all the ladies look bewildered. Child, they all like, "Oh no, it ain't." Carrie introduced her friend Alethea, who is a relationship expert. She had Alethea come down to talk to the ladies to help them get clarity and give them some tools on moving forward in their relationships. And we're not talking about their husband's relationship or their boyfriend's relationship. We're talking about friendships, relationships. Okay? Latrice doesn't look too enthused about it. None of the ladies have the positive outlook on the relationship coach being there, which means this is going to go left really quickly because it's already getting pushed back. Everybody in the confession, like, Harper, who this woman? Why she here? We came here to eat and talk shit. It was giving y'all already feel defeated or y'all already act like y'all got all the answers. And I'm thinking to myself, y'all don't have all the answers, and y'all do need somebody outside of y'all um that don't have no dog in the fight so that we can get clarity on for real what's the real issues. Because when we get to the bottom of it, the issues with Latrice and Letitia is not gonna be them two going at each other because we all know that they act the same. It's gonna be something's going on. Well, we already know with Latrice that her health is she having a health scare, and when it comes to Letitia, she's having marital problems. So they're both masking what's really going on, and so that's why they're colliding and looking all stupid in front of us. And we're getting tired of seeing it because y'all keep going breaking up to make up, and it's like, look, y'all friends, and if y'all having issues with your spouse or anybody else, stop bringing it to your friendship. It's stupid at this point. Like, it's stupid. Anyway, Carrie says she likes positivity around her, and she feels like the Bells are slipping into into a dark place. Alethea asks, why do they feel like they're slipping back? Letitia says, when the collective first started, they were all getting to know each other, and it was exciting. And over the years, it hasn't been a lot of communication. She says she don't want people around her that can't hold her accountable. Latrice says now here's the thing. Here's the thing. Let me go back. She don't want nobody around her who can't check her. Uh, I feel like we've seen. Let's take Marie for instance. We've seen Marie try to check you or tell you that she didn't trust Latrice at one time, and you kind of just brushed it under the rug and kept it pushing and try to stay as neutral as possible. I don't think you stayed as neutral as Selena is trying to stay as neutral in this situation, but at the same time, Tisha, I don't think you can take constructive criticism. I don't see you taking it as well as you think you can take it. So I don't know. I don't know. When you said it fell flat. I don't know. Latrice says she understands people saying, talk it out and talk it out and it'll make you feel better and you know, y'all just need to talk. And she was like, she said, Latrice was like, but when you feel like someone is constantly doing something to you, lying, betrayal, and bringing hurt, she's like, I really can't rock with that. And I can't be mad at that if that's how she feels. Like, literally, y'all, it's like y'all pushing her to be friends with somebody she's saying it, don't like her. And instead of getting them together and trying to really figure it out, it's like, no, Latrice, you really just need to be the bigger person. It's like, Latrice, I've been watching for a while. I've been watching since day one. I always feel like Latrice always comes up and be the bigger person. And I always blamed it because of her age, because she was like the younger one there. Because we all seen that even the Housewives of Potomac, how when Ashley was the youngest and Candace was the youngest, how they get treated. It's like, y'all don't know enough to talk to me. And I hate when women do that. But I'm kind of guilty in it because I'm an older woman and I have six sisters and I'm the oldest of six sisters. So I might come off the same. I don't try to shut them down, but I might come across sometimes like, hey, I know a little bit more than you. I don't think I come across that way, but I'm not gonna say I don't because I know that I'm older and I'm more mature than, my sisters, at least who I'm speaking of. But same difference when it comes to this show. I feel like the ladies, when they're the younger of 40-year-olds, 40 and 50-year-olds, and you in your 30s or early 20s, and you come into this group, them girls, that's not that they eat you up. It's just like you gotta prove yourself. And it's like, why do they gotta prove themselves? We're all women. Yeah, I can respect that you've been here longer than me, but don't knock that I haven't had no experiences, So yeah, I don't like that stuff. But anyway, teacher said in the group, he said in this group, oh, teacher said in this group, it's not one person or one thing. It takes a collective to do anything, just like it takes a collective to run the group. And I'm like, here she go. She about to start trying to act like a preacher. You know how preachers get to talking and and I'm not saying they don't make sense. It does, but it's like they almost got like a catchphrase or a little catch line, a little catch something. I feel like that's how she was trying to talk. And I don't like when, to be totally honest, when you have a therapist or somebody there that is there to coach you guys, and now all of a sudden everybody in the room starts acting like they got all the bright, like they know it all, or oh no, they get real educated and start talking like they're the coach now. And so like now it's like you become teacher's pet. It's like, if you knew all of this, then why the hell do we need to come grab this therapist if you got all the answers? Because you don't. Stop showing off for the therapist. They can see right through it. And this therapist will. Anyway, Letitia says, when you come together as a sisterhood, we shouldn't talk about each other. Tisha. Tisha. Wasn't that you was the one that put Latrice on blast about telling her friends that you knew everything about her and her because of Latrice, right? So shut up. And not that's just you saying that to her. We all know y'all all talk about each other, like good or bad or indifferent. Y'all all talk about each other. So anyway, Alethea stopped her there and said, when you say sisterhood, what exactly do you want this sisterhood or collective to be? Letitia says, in a dream world, she wish the whole thing could start over. I say, girl, take a drink to that. And there's a drink of water. No, you didn't. You want to start the whole thing over? Does that include Glenn and your whole thing, or just this situation with the Belle? See, because that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Letitia is having all type of things going on with her right now, and it's not. I know she's trying to put it on Latrice, but it's just not all about her. Anyway, in her dream world, she wants everything to start over. Poof, everything starts over. Okay, she wants that Men in Black pen thing where you just touch the little thing and then you forgot that you even saw that person. Yeah, that's what she wants. In the confessional, Latrice thinks that's BS, and Tisha keeps preaching uh, on a reset and a restart, but you're the main cause of the turmoil. Latrice questions, how can they have a safe space in the collective when Letitia is the danger? Alethea asks Letitia, in her heart, does she truly call Latrice her friend? Letitia says she don't think they're in a place to give her that energy, or give her energy to that right now, as she shrugs her shoulders. And I'm thinking, girl, did you hear the question? The question was, do you truly call Latrice your friend? We're not talking about nothing but what she just asked you, and you literally gonna pussyfoot and pop, drop, and lock it. I'm like, girl, Not talking about just in this very moment. Do you consider her a friend at all? Is where I'm trying to get her to. I think what she was trying to understand. Anyway, she don't. She doesn't. Hey, princess. Hey, girly girl. So Latrice says Letitia is not my friend. She's never been my friend. I'm like, that's not true, but okay, go with it, girl. You talking to the therapist. Go with it. It's been a fake BS. She speaks very well, but her actions show other things, and she can't respect that. That was Latrice. Letitia says when they're cool, they call each other and they're good. But the moment they don't talk to each other, Letitia becomes a horrible person. Letitia says, and it's coming from one person, you, Latrice. I'm the horrible person coming from you. That's not from everybody. That's coming from you. Latrice says you are a horrible person. Letitia says, but you are too. Selena says this can be so. This is becoming so draining. She is in the middle because she's friends with both these ladies. Selena believes after her birthday party that these two ladies probably will not be able to come back from this or that day, and she's lost hope. Selena tries to tell Latrice, listen, friend, there's a lot of people in your ear. Latrice interrupts her and says, no, there's no one in my ear. She's exhausting when it gets to the point. I was exhausted. I get exhausted when she doesn't listen to the words that are coming out of her own damn mouth. I was like, okay, let's go back, girl. So the trees interrupts and says, no, there's no one in my ear. She has literally heard with her own two ears. Alethea said out of Letitia's mouth or someone else's. Latrice explains that Letitia was reaching out to a disgruntled employee, and this disgruntled employee literally told Latrice that Letitia had reached out to her. I'm like, so that's like hearsay, right? That's you heard somebody tell you that Letitia did that. I'm not saying that Letitia did or did not do it. What I'm saying is you heard it. You wasn't on the phone. This person told you that, right? So that's hearsay. That's not you hearing with your own ears. And we all know that Latrice is not the sharpest tool in the. I mean, yeah, the sharpest tool in the toolbox, correct? So even when we go back to her saying the pick of the litter, she didn't even know what that really was. She thought that was had to do with trash. So we already know this girl is not like smart when it comes to like common sense. She don't have common sense. Her or Portia. Remember, like the railroad track where the train come, where the underground railroad. Where did the train go? What are you talking about right now? This is the same thing Latrice is doing. Latrice, we're literally trying to tell you, you haven't heard this from Letitia, have you? No, but somebody else told me. So that makes it true because somebody else told you. What? Because I heard it. So you're listening to outside influences, right? No, I'm not. Yes, you are, girl. So yeah, I was getting frustrated with her anyway. Let me get back to my notes. Um, yeah, understand you're listening to outside people, which is fine if you want to do that, but you should know there's always three sides to a story: your side, her side, and then there is the truth. Letitia is trying to explain to Latrice that you are saying that a girl told you that a girl told you that you did not hear that with your own ears. Letitia called Latrice a liar. Uh-oh. Hold on. Hold on. What the heck? Okay, let me bring my phone up real quick because my computer wants to act up. Hold on, guys. Me too. Where Letitia is a liar. Or called a liar. Hold on. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. And I'm still celebrating and excited. I haven't even just like really took it in that I got a super chat. It even sounds crazy. Anyway, hold on. Here we go. Hold on, y'all. Okay, wait. Dang. Oh, because we almost okay. Just remove. Okay, reset. Doorbell rings. Yep, we there. Mm-hmm. Hold on, y'all. She said, what? Oh my gosh. Yeah, my computer won't let me pull it up. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get to where I was in my notes. Let me go all the way to the bottom and pull it. Go to. Letitia called Latrice a liar, right? Okay, I'm getting close. Hold on. Yep. So Latrice said, nope. Okay, here it is. Letitia called Latrice a liar. Latrice said, no, you're the compulsive liar. Marie said, they are getting off track. And I'm like, yes, they are, because they're ready to go at each other's neck instead of listening to each other. Anyway, the ladies are losing their ish. Latrice says, why does she have to argue with the that's beneath her? I said, didn't your husband say you are too classy to be calling another woman the B word? We already went over this. Why are you doing that? So anyway, Letitia says, you pay me. You pay me. Carrie jumped up and tried to get the girls to stop arguing. Latrice said, bitch, I don't pay you no attention. I said, again, Latrice, I'm going to need you to figure out another word or not say nothing. Because, like, literally, you don't need to go there. It doesn't even sound right coming out of it. I'm not saying it doesn't sound right. There is a time and a place, but this ain't the time or place to be calling her that. Now, Alethea has stood up and tried to take control of the room. In the confessional, Carrie said that the ladies didn't let the guests even get comfortable before they showed that they don't have no home training. Letitia told Latrice, which Letitia told Latrice, you're not gonna be disrespecting me. You can get out. And I said, who can get out? Wait, who you talking to? Who's getting out? Wait, Letitia, you not you not at home. You at Carrie's house or Carrie's trip. You can't be kicking people out. That's just out. That's not how that's gonna work. Latrice said, bitch, put me out. I said, here she go. Like when you do all that, when you be that mean, you literally don't want to talk to this person anymore. Like, I'm done. And that's why it's too soon, for in my opinion. Alethea said, listen to how you sound. As educated Black women, listen to how you sound, listen to how y'all are speaking to one another. And this is supposed to be the Belle Collective. She said, y'all don't have to be friends. Nobody's asking you to, but what we do not want is this. And that's them going at it one another, of course, right? Latrice starts tearing up. Alethea said, this is how it's affecting the group and seeing the way Latrice is responding, it is affecting her. She said, and I know that you're better than that. Y'all better than this. Marie stands up and tells Latrice she is going to have to release this hurt. Selena is trying to console Latrice as well. Alethea says, you have some stuff inside of you and it's okay to let it out. And that's what I was saying earlier. I've been saying that. Like we literally know. We can see it. Tisha says Tisha says the thing with Latrice is that when you tell her how you feel, she always tears you down, basically using it against you, right? Letitia says every time Latrice gets mad at her, she tears tears her down. Tisha says, yes, Tisha's like, yes, my husband has cheated on me. Yes, I'm trying to get on my own financial independency. Yes, she's struggling in her marriage. I was like, okay, Letitia, go on, tell it all. Get it all off the chest, girl. Because once you can release some things, maybe you won't be holding up and bottling some things and y'all won't be arguing as well. So in the confessional, Carrie says that Latrice and Letitia are both in their own way and they are fighting so hard, but that uh but they also but that also shows how much that they really care for one another, like a sisterhood. Alethea told Letitia and Latrice they would not be crying if they didn't miss their friendship. And that's how they ended just that episode, my girls and guys and boys and girls. That is literally how they ended that, y'all. Oh, let me see if I come back on camera, what is going? Oh, I'm like frozen. I can't even get stuff off the screen. So I'm just gonna leave it like this. But yeah, y'all, I am very interested in seeing how Latrice and Letitia work this out. Um, it comes on. It might be on right now. It does come on tonight, episode 5. So I'm excited to watch that and review that. The only reason why it took me longer, I had the review ready for you guys 2 days ago, but I had to redo my hair, and and I had clients in between, so that's why I got to you guys a little later. But I was ready to go, and I will be ready to go after I watch it. Watch this one tomorrow, the new one tomorrow, or I'll probably watch it. Yeah, I'll watch it tomorrow, and maybe I'll release it tomorrow as well because I will have the time to do so. So yeah, y'all. I want to thank my sis Bar. All right, y'all. Okay. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Sorry, my computer. Oh my God. Oh, sorry. That's my because I need to go on a chat to tell you guys that I was gonna be hold on, that I was trying to get back in here. Sorry, y'all. I don't know why my computer did what it did, but it literally like um Paul stopped everything. And I don't know. Hopefully you guys got the end of my live, the ending of the recap. So my apologies. As I was saying, thank you guys for rocking with me. Thank y'all for helping me. Um, oh my gosh, I'm a loss for words because I literally was like, I'm trying to get back in because it wouldn't let me end the live. I had to literally come back inside to end the live. Hopefully, it still lets me do it. Okay. No, it wasn't you. It wasn't you, princess. It definitely was not you. And I'm glad you're doing your homework. You do your homework, gal. Do that homework, get it done. So your behind can get back on back in these streets, these YouTube streets. Okay, gal. No, it wasn't you. And I saw you that 3 people were still in here. I was like, wait a minute. There's people in here. Don't hang up. Don't do nothing. So I had to come back and still my camera wasn't working correctly either. I think it's showing from my from my computer and not from the front. See, it's coming from my computer and not from my camera on my screen. So yeah, y'all, I ain't about to be worried about this little piece of this computer. What I am thankful for is that I like I said, I'm on my way to being monetized. I got my first super chat from my sis Barb Meets World, and make sure you guys are following Barb Meets World because we are both growing our channels. We've been growing our channels for a cool little minute, so I'm excited for both of us. And I told my sis, I said, look, I think I'm gonna be able to get monetized or get close to monetization by March, and I did it. I'm so excited that I was able to put a month on it and stick to it. So, like I said, now I'm gonna be able to do my own members only and stuff like that. So I'm gonna be able to get more content out on really what I want to talk about, but I need it kind of behind the paywalls because I have a lot of stories to tell, but I can't tell everything to everybody. So, with that being said, I'm excited about what California Cuties channel is gonna hold for everyone that is a cutie. I appreciate you guys so very much. Thank y'all for rocking with me. And again, tell some people about me. I'm growing my channel, Cuties. It could not happen without you guys. Okay, so thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. And again, I'll see you guys in the next review of Belle Collective. Okay, I'll holler at y'all next time. Bye, guys.